Getting ready for end of financial year tip 6, creditors. You need to have a look at all the bills that are currently sitting on your Aged Payables report and review whether there's any bills in there that you've actually paid but they haven't been cleared, or whether there are any supplier details like a legal name, ABN or address that are not in your contacts list in Xero. You need to keep your accounting software really up to date, especially if the company is a business that will require to lodge a Taxable Payment Annual Report, because when you lodge that to the ATO, ABN and address details are two of the key details that must be entered for that information. So great time to just review your contacts in relation to suppliers and ensure that you do have full address details in there, ready for your supplier taxable payments. But having a look at the Aged Payables list now, you can see who you owe money to leading up to 30th of June, clear any small bills, remembering again that any bills that you have in your accounting software, regardless of whether they're paid or unpaid, are all tax deductions. But you do want them to be genuinely outstanding. So I'm going to take a look at this central copier's invoice because it is an old one in March. And on looking at that, I can see a couple of things. One, where I actually have a part payment but a balance still owing, and also it's been coded to an account called General Expenses. Now, General Expenses is an account I recommend not using, because what does that mean really doesn't help you analyse your profit and loss in terms of where your costs lie. So I think it should be quite specific. So this is actually a cost of running my business, so I'm going to code it to cost of goods sold. Now, what I also know is I know that I actually paid that balance of cash when I saw the guy. So I'm going to clear that off against my petty cash. Use petty cash from the tin. So the first thing that we need to do is to make sure that we have an account called petty cash, which we don't. So we're going to create one. It's going to be current asset. We're going to call it cash, and we're going to show it on our dashboard and enable payments to it. And then what I'm going to be able to do is actually apply that payment off my petty cash, and I will need to reconcile my cash tin at the end of the year. But in doing so, I can now look at my Aged Payables, and I'm happy that as at the 30th of June, that is how much money I have outstanding, and all the supplier names are correct. And that is creditors, end of financial year tax tip 6.